Today I'll show different things you can do in the Burning Crusade pre-patch to make a lot of gold for this upcoming expansion. You should consider picking a gather profession as you're leveling up your character, but I wouldn't choose herbalism as herbs is only needed for alchemy. I feel like mining is going to be so much better, not only because you need these materials to level up engineering and blacksmithing, but also because you need it for the new profession dual crafting. So when you're farming materials that is needed for 3 different professions, then it's also going to be rather easy to sell them, and there's going to be a high demand. I've also noticed that ores are usually cheaper compared to bars, so this is another way to make gold, as you just buy the ores, melt them into bars, and reposting them on the auction house to make a profit. Those of you leveling up dual crafting will also unlock prospecting at level 20. This is where you prospect 5 ores into a minimum of 1 gem, but there's a chance you'll get an additional one. Sometimes the gems you're getting are way more expensive compared to the total of 5 ores, especially when you're getting multiple gems. So instead of buying these, you could buy ores, prospect them, and resell the gems. The only thing you need to be aware of is that you also need to level up dual crafting in order to prospect higher level ores. The biggest problem with farming is of course all the competition in the open world, which is why I do prefer to farm in dungeons, such as Mara, in order to farm mithril, and also ghost mushrooms. Both of these can be collected in the dungeon. You need to be 245 in herbalism to loot the ghost mushroom, and 175 in mining in order to mine the mithril deposits. I do know I did mention that herbalism is not a great profession, but if you have got both of these gather professions, it's honestly not too bad. Especially because ghost mushrooms will stay relevant in the Burning Crusade as it's needed for the elixir of demon slaying, an elixir that will continue to be used in level 70 raids. Else you could always choose to just level up skinning. Whenever you're in a zone with a lot of beasts and you're also doing quests at the same time, you'll benefit a lot as you will be able to skin those creatures. The main reason why I feel like gather professions is going to be a decent way to make gold is because you will also continue to farm materials when we head into Outland, and many people would like to level up different professions as you can craft insane epics in phase 1, and throughout the entire Burning Crusade you will be able to get new epics you can also craft, which is why gather professions will always be making a good amount of gold. Anyway, back to the pre-patch. So for the first couple of days you can probably make a good amount of gold as a mage by selling portals to Draenars and Blood Elf, but also as a warlock to summon people to other starting areas. The reason being that there might be a lot of competition, so it's going to be more efficient to level in one of the other starting areas, at least until you reach level 10. Anyway, onto my next gold farm. This takes place in the dungeon Skolemans in the zone Western Lakelands. You can either solo farm this with decent gear, but I do prefer to do it as a 2-man party. What we are farming for is the Dark Runes, a consumable you use to convert a bit of health into mana, and the best thing is that the Dark Rune also stays relevant at level 70. In Deadwind Pass you can head to this area, where you find some level 68 or 69 creatures outside the raid Karazhan. This might end up being changed, but the reason for why you would like to slay these creatures is because there has a chance to drop the new TBC cloth Netherweave. There's definitely going to be tailors who would like to buy all of this, so they're also ready to speed level the profession the moment the expansion goes live. As a high level character, we can also solo farm the dungeon Sulfur Rack. Paladins and mages will of course be performing the best in here, but any other class can still do the farm. Not only are we getting greens and rares you can sell on the auction house, we're also getting Mage Reef Cloth, which usually is a bit expensive, but we're also getting a material that will finally be useful. Flask of Mojo. This is needed for the profession dual crafting, and it's recommended in most of the leveling guides out there. The next one can be started at lower levels or done at max level. Be aware, they have a low drop chance, but the dust devils are dropping magic dust, an item you can use to put a target to sleep for up to 30 seconds. Yeah, not that great in lower level dungeons as it shouldn't be too difficult, but when we start doing higher level dungeons or heroics, well, then it's going to be amazing to have these, especially when you're running a comp without too many CCs. You can find so many useful Burning Crusade videos on my channel, and soon a lot more that you definitely don't want to miss. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified. As always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace.